Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you? And welcome to another Star Wars gaming news video of mine. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my first impressions and gameplay of the upcoming LEGO Star Wars game, LEGO Star Wars Battles. I made a video a few days ago sharing this game being announced, talking about some of the details, and we had some screenshots, but we didn't have any gameplay, and the release date was very vague, it just said 2020. Well, it's actually been released in beta for select countries and regions, not in the UK or US at this moment in time. But if you have an Android device, you can download the file right now and play it. That's how I've been playing for the past few days. It will be releasing on iOS officially next year when it's got the full release, but we don't have any exact time frame. And I just want to get something out of the way. A big question people were wondering, was this game going to be free to play or paid for? Most people wanted it to be paid for, so there would be no microtransactions most likely, but I'm sorry to say, this is going to be a free-to-play game with microtransactions. And those microtransactions are not cosmetic, they do affect gameplay, such as how much damage a character will do. And I'll have all of my thoughts, including a lot of concern about pay-to-win aspects of this game later on in the video. I'll be explaining all the details we have, so please do stay around for that, it's not to be missed. But I'm just going to give you my first initial impressions of the game. I'll show you the menus, I'll show you the mechanics, gameplay and more. And what you will see throughout this video is a big work in progress. They'll be adding stuff over time, things are going to be changing drastically. I spoke with one of the representatives of Playdemic, who are the developers co-producing this game with Traveller's Tales, and the guy mentioned that the game will continue to be developed with frequent updates, bug fixes and improvements. Any content that you see in this video may therefore become very outdated very soon, so I thought I'd just put that disclaimer out there. Some things that you see in this video will likely have been changed. There's also big features like the clan functionality, which is not live yet, and there's also two separate things on the main menu that don't actually work right now. We don't know what they are, but they don't work. There's nothing to do with them at the moment, so I'm sure they'll be enabled in the coming few weeks and months. Let's move on to my impressions about this game, but I just want to give a bit of background from my perspective of what type of gamer I am. So I'm not a mobile gamer, and I've had no mobile games installed on my phone for like 2 to 3 years, except for Pokemon Go. That was the last game I played back when it released. I played that a little bit, but I'm more of a PC gamer. You guys know me, if you watch me on my channel, I'm a PC guy. I play all my games pretty much on the PC, but I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I've played the LEGO Star Wars games, I grew up with them, and I am going to be using the OnePlus 7 Pro to play this game, so I have the best possible chance of great performance. For starters, my overall opinion, very simply put, is the game is simple and nice. It's fun, it's fairly basic, but it's decent. If you don't know the mechanics of this game, what happens is you have cards, very much like star cards in Battlefront 2, with characters on them, and you place them down on the battlefield, and you can build turrets. You also have to protect your base whilst trying to take out the enemy base to win the game. It's fairly simple rules with some tactics and thinking needed to outsmart your opponents. The rules are very basic, but you do have to incorporate some tactics and thinking to outplay your opponent if you are in a tricky situation. Each match lasts for around 3 minutes, so it's very short, and it also has very little downtime, so you can keep finding games and missions without waiting too long, to be honest. I also noticed that I got into battles really quickly, except for later at night, early in the morning, because not a lot of people are playing this game, but it's not that bad actually. And I really got into playing these battles. I noticed myself, if I lost, I'd be very disappointed, because you lose medals and stuff like that. You have to keep winning to keep ranking up, otherwise if you lose, you'll lose stuff. And if I got a victory, I was very pleased. It is fairly easy to understand and how to play for a new player. I also doubt you'll be playing for more than a short while, as it does get a little bit repetitive. Things are very much the same each game, but you do have to unlock more locations, characters and missions, and that is the thing that keeps you wanting to play on. Can you upgrade your characters more? This location I want to play in, things like that. You get better by playing the game more, because you'll be leveling up your characters and ultimately they get stronger, and they will just enable you to fight off more powerful enemies, and just overall be better at the game because it's more stats-based than tactics-based a lot of the time. As for the graphics, it's decent. I think the character models and the environments are really good for a mobile game. The menu and UI presentation is really fantastic too. It feels very Lego Star Wars-like. It has that really nice aesthetic that you'd expect to see from a Lego Star Wars branded product. And things are just very easy to find and work out. The icons are very nice and clear, and it's decent performance on the menus. There's a lot of information available. There's like a inbuilt customer service section. Overall, it's just a really nice presentation. Although, as for performance, it's a little bit concerning for me anyway. So the max frame rate, at least for this moment in time, is 30 FPS. It didn't drop below that during gameplay, but it's 2019. I have a 90Hz display on my OnePlus 7 Pro. Where is the above 30 FPS setting? I don't get it. I'd love to see more settings in the menu because there's literally no customization other than turn off notifications and change the volume and sound effects volume. So please add more graphical settings, like a high FPS setting for phones that can have that option. More and more phones are getting high refresh rate screens, such as the Razer Phone 2 and the Asus ROG Phone 2 that's just released. They both have 120Hz screens, and the Pixel 4 is rumoured to have a 90Hz screen. The OnePlus 7 Pro has a 90Hz screen. Why don't we have anything above 30 FPS in this game? It's so annoying because it doesn't look right when you're playing other games that do have 60 at the minimum to 90. And coming from a PC gamer and a console gamer perspective, I play on a monitor that's 165Hz, so when I'm playing games at that level and then I play this game, it's really irritating. But because it's not a super fast moving game, it's very static, it's not so bad as I probably make it out to be. I'm just very nitpicky when it comes to performance on games. Another good thing to point out is the sound design. It's nothing spectacular, but it's doing a good job to be a Star Wars product. I would have liked more Star Wars tracks though in the music playlist. Right now it seems like the tracks are very limited and there's only a few of them. I mean, they're good few tracks, don't get me wrong, but I would have liked a lot more music in there, a lot more in the rotation. But the actual sound effects of the game are pretty good as well. I am optimistic they will listen to feedback and keep adding new features, but time will tell. It's early days, the game just got released and the game isn't due out until next year, so there's plenty of time to make adjustments. Now let's move on to the microtransactions segment of this video. There are pay-to-win elements to this game. Let me explain. So there are two currencies in the game, studs and crystals. Think credits and crystals from Battlefront 2. Except they are a little bit different. So you can earn studs by playing the game. So when you win games, completing challenges, daily login rewards, you'll get studs. It's not guaranteed, but you will get them. And you use studs to level up your characters or purchase new ones from the card shop. You can also purchase studs with crystals. Crystals are mainly gained by paying real money. You can get them from scans or destroying the enemy base, but it is easier to pay real money. In terms of cost, here's what it is in the beta. 100 crystals will cost you 99p or 99 cents, all the way up to 17,500, which costs nearly £100 or $100. It's the regular rate you'll see in any mobile game, to be honest. So this means if you face opponents online who have paid to unlock better versions of characters super quick, then you're going to be at a disadvantage and most likely lose. From my experience, that's what I felt. If I've faced players that have had really high levels, I've been completely steamrolled. However, there is some sort of good mechanic here. So as I have a lot of low level cards, I may come into contact with people that have paid their way, but they will limit their character card levels down to 9. However, 9 is still going to be far superior to level 3 or level 5. Most of my character cards are like level 2, level 3, some level 5, but it's no match for someone that's just paid £100, $100 to max out a bunch of their characters, because if we have the equivalent unit, they will have a level, let's say a level 9, I've got a level 3, that level 9 unit will completely destroy me and they've only paid their way. They've not grinded to level up that character. You can also use crystals to unlock more end of match rewards, so this is a blind loot box sort of system. It'll tell you 5 rewards you have in these possible like asteroids that you tap to shoot to blow up, and you have 2 free shots at the end of each game. But there are 5. You can spend crystals to unlock the other 3. I don't know, I don't like this as well, because you could get a really bad card if you pay real money, or you could get a really good card. It's just random elements that should not be like this, but it is a mobile game, what can you expect? Also, new missions that you partake in to unlock new stuff take 2 to 4 hours to unlock via a timer. So you hit the timer and then you have to wait 2 to 4 hours and come back and then use it. However, if you want to jump straight into that mission, you can pay crystals that you've paid real money for, and this will grant you instant access to that mission. Now, I will make you aware that it does not stop you from competing in standard PvP matches against real people. There's just no mission involved, so with no progression, really. I just find it extremely sad they're selling microtransactions in a beta. Things can change a lot, and we still don't know how bad the pay-to-win element is right now because it's so early in the game's life cycle, but it's a beta, and they're charging up to £100 for crystals that will allow you to steamroll opponents. I don't like this one bit. I think the target audience is definitely kids, definitely children, young children that like Star Wars and whatnot, but is this the right way of doing things, having all these microtransactions that affect so much part of the game? I think if you could do just the missions thing, I think that's fine in terms of microtransactions, but actual stat changes, that can be quite drastic. There's a lot of grinding involved. Like the first 3 levels, I would say, when you're unlocking star cards are very, very cheap. Like, they don't cost a lot of studs, but then they start getting quite expensive. If you're a Star Wars fan, like me, an adult, and you want to check it out, I definitely think it's worth checking it out because there is a meta, there are some tactics to winning. You don't just spam characters on the battlefield, but there is this pay-to-win element, and I feel like it's going to zap a lot of joy out of it if you consistently get steamrolled. I'm not going to spend any money on this game at all, and I may come back in a future update video saying how my experiences has been since this video. But if you'd like to see more videos like this, please do let me know down in the comment section below. But overall, this game is a small, nice, fun, competitive game, but I feel like it would get boring very quickly. But it's better than nothing. You know, we can't wait for the LEGO Skywalker Saga without a LEGO game, so we've got this, and this will win over some people for a little bit, but I just wouldn't recommend spending any money on this game until it is fully released, because who knows what's going to happen. You have to remain a little bit cynical, just in case things don't pan out the way you want them to. Alright, that's going to do it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to drop a like if you did enjoy it, and comment below any of your thoughts down in the comment section below. There will be a download link to the APK, the Android version of this beta, down in the description below. So you can go check it out for yourself and see what you think. Be sure to check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen if you did miss them, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars gaming news video. Goodbye.